And I have to tell you, they are amazing tarot readers. I'm honored to have them on. They're also numerologists. So if you want to call into the show in a little bit, you can ask them questions about tarot. They actually teach tarot. You can find their classes. We'll find out where. And they know everything there is to know about numbers and how they affect your life. So before we get started with Elaine and Lynn, I'm just going to give you a little rundown about some things that are happening in the cosmos because we have some strange and unusual events coming up this weekend. On the 16th of February, we start our Mercury retrograde. And Mercury will be retrograde. Basically, it's in its shadow until 3/29, but the actual retrograde is from February 16th through March 9th. So during that time period, you want to be extra careful with your travel plans and all kinds of things that you would have to worry about timing or scheduling about. This particular Mercury retrograde is in Pisces, which is very spiritual sign. So we may have a lot of introspection going on. So I'm going to go right to my guests. And if all of you want to phone in anytime during the next hour, we'll see if we can answer your questions. And so welcome, Lynn and Elaine. I'm really honored to have you guys on because I've known you for a while and I know how serious you take your tarot. So tell us a little bit about how you got started with this and how you guys actually met. And I've never met people who do it together, so that's really interesting.
We're unique.
You are unique.
We're the Lucy and Ethel, you said?
Yes.
Definitely. We definitely are. Well, it's very interesting because the universe had plans. What happened with me is that I was going to an adult class, in North Babylon High School.
Okay.
And I signed up for jazzercise because I wanted
jazzercise.
to lose weight. Remember years ago.
How'd you get to tarot from jazzercise?
Well, I'm going to explain to you. So I signed up. I got a phone call a little bit later when they told me there was not enough people. I would have to take a different class.
Okay.
So they said, well, metaphysical class is, available. Do you want to come in and take that? So I jumped to the chance.
Now, were you interested in that before?
Yes.
Oh, okay. So that was
Always
divine.
been interested in the dreams and everything like that.
Very cool.
But I went there, and that's where it led me. And that's where we went to the class. We learned a whole bunch of stuff. Am I correct?
Yeah.
And then when we were done with the class, she says to us, who wants to read, learn tarot cards?
Yeah.
And we all raised our hands, and we went to her house, and that's how we learned.
Wow. And how long ago was that?
2002.
Wow. So you've been reading a long time.
So, we learned and we took various courses, which we still do because you have that good thirst to learn
you seek the
something new.
knowledge. Yeah, that's so true.
But both our families are very intuitive. Mine especially, my father, my mother.
So it runs in the blood.
My children who don't really want that gift have it. She was a great mentor for us, this woman at this adult ed, and kicked that door wide open for the both of us.
I didn't know that they had those kind of things at adult ed. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was Introduction to Metaphysics.
That's great. So we do have the phone lines open if anybody has any questions. But I'm curious now, when you decided to do this together, how did you, come about that you just learned together? So then you decided to read together?
Yep.
It just fell into place,
Yeah.
Georgia. Everything just fell into place. We like each other, of course.
Yeah, that you can tell there's definitely a deep connection between you two.
And it worked out really, really nice. It's unique. A lot of people come to see us just for that reason.
So I would think so. And it's hard, actually, even whether it's a spiritual modality or not. It's hard for two people to work together anyway. So I would think as you're developing and opening to be able to do that on the same level and really have cooperation and be there to help each other, that's got to be some kind of divine intervention because I don't think that would happen by accident.
And not only that, when we have people come in, it's good that, actually when we go out and we read, to different homes and everything, it's always good to have a pal with you, like another person with you because you don't know where you're going.
No. So you have a navigator.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, we're not good navigators. We constantly get lost.
Oh, forget that. Yes, it's a
that's
journey.
so true. And I find that of most of us who are kind of connected to another plane, we have trouble getting around on Earth sometimes.
Yep.
It's very true.
It's so funny. And people always say, well, what do you need a GPS for? Don't you know? And I say, no, I'm totally disconnected from Earth.
Listen, Georgia, I go to a meeting every week, okay? And I should know how to get there. Okay?
Every week, yeah.
Every week, okay? I constantly get lost. And when she's with me, the both of us have we don't know where we're going.
That's funny.
It's
Who cares? We got a full tank
get
of gas
there,
and we just keep going.
And you get there.
That's it.
So now you do home parties, I know, and things like that. I hope where can our watchers find you?
It's all in the Reading Tarot.
It's all in the Reading Tarot, and
On
that's on
Facebook,
Facebook.
on
Okay.
Facebook. We
It's
also
all
have
in the Reading Tarot. You all have to friend that this evening if you're not already a friend.
And we also have a webpage, the same thing. It's all in the
It's all in the Reading Tarot. I was on your webpage today, actually, and that's how I found out that you do numerology. I didn't realize that. So if anybody has a question about a date or a birth date or their life path number or anything like that, just give a call in. So now walk us through if you have a home party, say there's 10 people. Do you do some and then Lynn do some, or
No.
how do you actually read together?
We do.
Wow.
And it works. And, we try to explain to them, you get the twist of two readers,
Yeah,
so it just works.
that is very
And
unique.
They walk away happy for the
So
most
you're doing
part.
a spread and you're both reading it.
Yes. Yes.
Sally's giving me a high sign to open my phone. So everybody say hello to Sally, because Sally is our engineer,
everyone.
and I wouldn't know what to do without her. She keeps us up and running. So,
I love being here, so thank you.
so Sally, what's your birth date?
I'm April 30th,
So April 30th.
What's the year?
You can whisper the year.
66.
You're young.
I'm
That's
not
not
telling my
bad.
year on air because I'm a lot younger than I really am now.
We like to believe that, Georgia.
Well, she's a 1.
So that's wonderful.
So Sally's a 1. What does that mean?
Well, you're comfortable in your own skin. You like doing things on your own. You really don't need a partner.
Really?
And if you
Tony should not
haven't-
hear that.
And if you haven't mastered that, you got to do that. Otherwise, you get to do it again in the next life.
Yeah, no, it's I can do both.
Wow.
So you're good.
You're
And-
autonomous.
yeah. And your
yeah.
personal year, let's do that, because you have a birthday coming up.
So now the life path number is like your birth number?
No.
Oh, so see, that shows you what I know about numerology. So why is Sally's number a 1?
Well, because I take her birth date and we break it down, and we really break it down once we get all these numbers, and it's a single number.
You just keep
And
reducing it to a
yes,
single.
right.
Yep.
Okay.
And her personal path coming this April is going to be a 2. So what is a 2? It's business, duality, partnership.
Wow. That's good for you, Sal. Things are going to happen in April.
That's good. That would be really great. Thank you.
So work
go
on
with
that.
it.
That's right.
So
A
now,
lot of cooperation, though, Sally.
Yes.
so now I know numbers you can actually break down like a number of a day. So if you wanted to plan an event or something, you could actually decide to do it on like a certain day.
Right.
Sure.
So like what's today? Today is a what number day?
So today is 13. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day, 20.
Because I love that it's the year 2020 because the
So
22 I know is a
6,
master number.
4. So again, it's a 1.
So it's a 1 day.
Yeah. So individual.
So
that's
today
good,
would be-
though. That's new beginnings,
Yep.
because we're here and it's new beginnings.
Oh, there you
Yes.
go.
So that's
So
nice.
if a day's date breaks down to a number 1, that would be a good day to start something new.
Sure, absolutely.
Wow, I love that.
Also, if
I
you
actually
get
started
married,
a couple of new things today.
suppose
Oh,
you're going to get
yeah.
married in,
If you and Tony want to get married.
I got married in 1979, so that would be 6, 11, 10, 6. A 5, and by God, it is a change, a good change. So on the day I married, that reduced down to a 5, and
So 5 is change.
my husband and I have constant change, good change for
Wow.
the most part. So
'Cause you're growing.
that work absolutely.
Yeah.
So that works for me.
That's really cool. So now our phones are open. What's the phone number here, Sally? We don't have it up. Hey, take this comedy club stuff down. I want Sankuda up there.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I could totally do that. The
Gotta
phone
watch out
numbers.
for number 1. It's a 1 day.
No, I have no problem doing that.
It's a good day, number 1.
The
right.
phone number is on the screen, but just in case, it's
Good.
516-465-3990.
So call in and ask about your life path numbers. So now if who's this? Hi, you're in the soul space with Lynn and Elaine and Georgia. How are you tonight?
How you guys doing tonight?
Dennis. How are you?
It's not Dennis, this is DJ D Love.
DJ D Love. I forgot Dennis changed his name. So Dennis, what's your birth date? We're going to see what your number is in your life path.
You want me to do it?
Yeah, it's August 20th,
What year?
1971.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're a youngster.
Tommy Maduki is asking, what did I have for dinner? Tommy, we're not
we
going
got
to read
one
what you had
filling.
for dinner. So funny.
Yeah, one's enough running tonight.
You are a 1.
Wow.
Okay?
Ones
So-
are taking over the world.
Yeah. So if you heard what Lynn told Sally, that goes for you also. 1 also means leadership. Okay, if you're in a
Oh.
leadership role. But we always take new beginnings. It's very important for us when we see a 1.
So, DJ, it sounds like you should go out and get a DJ job because it's a good day for a new beginning.
Thank you.
So we have somebody on the comments, our number 1 fan, John Minetta. Okay. Thanks for calling in, DJ. I hope that helps you that you're number 1. But you probably knew you were number 1 anyway.
I knew that was number 1.
Have a good night. I'm going to go to another call.
All right, love you guys. But see you guys later.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Dennis.
Do you know the magic word?
What's the magic word? Love.
Booyah!
Okay. Thought it was love for Valentine's Day. All right. So I have somebody I have somebody on comments, John Minetta. John Minetta is like my number 1 fan.
I
He
think
always
we
calls
met
in every
him.
show. You did meet him.
Yep.
So his birth date is January 9th, 1954.
Hey, that's a day before mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Oh, so you and Lynn are born just a day apart, John.
fellow Caps.
Okay, so we got duality.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Number 2
2. John, you're a 2.
has a lot to do with duality. Okay, cooperation. You're going to be around people. You know, always around people, always cooperating. So that's very important for you.
Now, if someone has the number 2, would that mean that they always crave partnership?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
okay.
Yes.
Definitely.
What about balance? Like, is
Balance is very important too. Yes.
Yep.
Number 2 is well, it has a lot to do with cooperation.
it okay?
You know, you have to stay with that, the cooperation. And he enjoys being around people, I think.
Very much so. John's a people guy,
Yeah.
and I've always found him to be pretty cooperative. So.
Yeah.
You know, and that's odd too for a Capricorn because the men, to themselves. You
Yeah.
know, they usually like to.
Yeah, I don't know
things-
John like super close, but I know him, around the way and pretty good friends. I find that he's very evolved for a Capricorn.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Good.
no offense to any Caps out there, but most of you are a little dominating.
Yes,
you're
we are.
Georgia, you're talking about the men, though. 'Cause
Yes, the
women
men.
are-
That's right.
Because Lynn is a Cap.
Yeah, but you know,
Right.
you got to remember.
Well, she's an evolved Cap.
That's right.
Evolved Caps, it's like they're limitless. Like there's no stopping them.
Absolutely.
So I'm not giving you my birthday, so you can't do my numbers. How about pulling some cards for me?
Okay.
Sure.
Could you guys actually do a reading for me? This would be really cool.
All right.
I never get read. I always have to read other people's. So this is like the best thing ever. Oh, I'm so excited, Sally. I'm getting read.
I know it must be like a treat. It's kind of like
Yeah.
if you work as a waiter and all of a sudden someone's making you dinner or something.
It's like being a masseuse and getting a massage.
And readers don't like to read themselves because we look at the cards and go, okay.
I can't
and we
read
fold them
myself.
up. No,
No.
it's hard.
I can get very deep messages about my life through meditation, but through the cards I can't because my ego's always manipulating what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
You know.
Yes.
All right, so, being that you're here, instead of me shuffling, I'm going to
Okay.
give it to you. You know what
Oh.
to do. Okay.
Now
Like,
you use the
Are you
regular-
nervous when you
I'm
you're doing
nervous.
cards for someone else? Like I would be, like
Well, we
like a
ground
chef making a
ourselves.
meal for another chef. They're like,
Yeah.
oh, they're going to
Yeah,
be
but I'm not like
critiquing.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's our business. We enjoy that.
Yeah.
We
They
like
live for
being
this.
of service. Yeah.
They live for it. I was gonna say, now do you guys usually are using the classic Rider-Waite deck?
Yes.
Yeah, that's beautiful. And when you teach the classic Rider-Waite.
Yes.
That's
I have a
absolutely
girlfriend,
right.
Margaret, if she's listening. She wants to definitely learn tarot.
Good.
Now, are you guys in the process of teaching classes now?
Yep, we're week 2 in our class.
Oh.
We have 6 intuitives that are going to be terrific readers.
Wow. So you are actually creating a lineage of
Oh, it's great.
readers. That's beautiful work. I'm scared. What's she seeing?
Now, listen. Well, first of all, I have to ask you something. Have you been walking away from something?
Yes, I just actually changed my job.
Okay.
Changed the
Okay.
company I work for.
Okay, because if
And it
you-
was not an easy decision.
And it's
okay,
your
so
money
if you
too.
didn't do that already, I would say within a month you will probably do that.
Okay.
And this has something to do with your money, so that's your
Oh,
job.
okay.
Right?
Yeah.
The, 8 is a power number, right?
Yeah.
So that's what's going on over here. You have many choices coming up.
I have so many choices coming up. I just said to Sally when I walked in the studio today, I feel like I'm living in an altered universe. I'm manifesting things at an alarming rate. But you know, when you manifest, there's also that part of you that has to let go of something.
Don't even go there because I'm going to tell you about the
Okay.
next thing, okay?
Okay.
Because it's in the cards right here.
Oh, I love this. I'm going to be
But-
calling them every day now.
Yeah.
I'm going to be a
But you
junkie.
do have many choices, okay? And I know you will pick the right choice.
Okay.
because
Thank you.
the
More
op-
confidence in me than I have in myself.
Oh, come on, Georgia.
You have good opportunity
Yes,
coming too.
definitely.
You know, excellent opportunity,
Right.
and it looks like, you know, you're going to get a nice message. Our
Wow.
pages give us good messages. He's right side up, so
What kind of a message?
a
gonna
good
be a
one
good
about an
message.
opportunity.
Oh,
God, remember
wow.
wands or growth and
And
opportunity.
do you know a Leo? Is there a Leo around you?
You know, it's so funny that you say that because Leos have always been very prominent in my life, but right now there is not one.
I think you're going to
Gonna
meet
be,
one.
yeah.
Okay.
And he's going to be part, or she is going to be part of your opportunity.
Oh, okay.
Okay. You do have a situation ending, so if you walked away from your, was it the job you
Yeah.
walked away?
Yeah.
So that,
There's a lot of transition in my
Yes.
life now, things ending. So,
Peaceful, though.
yeah.
yeah.
It's got that little peace sign
On
down
my
there.
end, yes. I don't know
yes,
how other
yes.
people took it.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm peaceful.
But I have to ask you something. You're not seeing too clearly, right?
I'm
There's
in
something-
such a fog, and I don't know if
Uh-huh.
it's Mercury retro in Pisces or what. But lately, as I said, I feel like I'm in an altered universe.
Yeah, it could be both, right?
Okay.
It could be both. Because with this card over here, does everybody see it? I don't know what they're looking at.
Oh, do we
Oh,
have
right.
it? All right.
Yeah, let me get it on the.
Sorry, guys. Sally's enthralled with my reading.
I know. I like forgot to do my own job.
Don't worry, we're gonna like really improve things around Gov's Comedy. We've got so many plans. We're gonna be doing remote soon and everything else.
You could put like a like electrical thing on me to like zap me into.
Yeah, but I happen to hear she's got the camera on the table now.
Yes, it's good. Let me move this.
I love
Yeah.
this place.
Okay. All right, so you see the moon. Okay,
Yeah.
so the moon actually brings you not clarity. It like fogs everything up. And Georgia said she's
So
like
foggy.
all over the place,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the balance is not there.
And it's so strange because usually I'm so opposite of that.
Mm-hmm.
And this last week and a half, I've been like, I feel like I'm staring into space or something.
Because you have so much going on.
It's
And
a lot
even
going
your
on.
choice card, Georgia,
Yeah.
there's plenty of clouds in there, so you're a little confused
Yeah.
as to what you're going to be doing.
It's a lot of things I'm cutting my teeth on now. I took a leap of faith, and it's an amazing opportunity. I'll tell you guys about it after, but it's also something that I have to mold and morph and shape. So it's a lot of work.
Okay, and look at the wonderful card next, the star.
Okay.
So that
See
to
the
me,
Tower card.
that means hope.
Yes.
Okay, and new beginnings again.
Uh-huh.
And see these stars over here. I always say astrology. So you're the
Yes.
astrology
Yes,
queen.
that's very true.
Okay?
Yeah.
Sure
So
are.
this is definitely you. The balance is still off, Georgia, but you're going to get that under control.
Okay. How long
Now-
you think?
Um,
I'm pushy, aren't I?
I would say 3 months. What do you say?
Oh.
3 months?
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. I can handle anything as long as I know.
Okay, so now you know what this card is. I don't have to tell you. but
Right.
I'm
The
gonna
tarot
tell
means
everybody.
things falling.
Okay,
But-
so you know that there was a shakeup.
Yes.
Okay, because it wasn't sturdy enough to hold you, that
Right.
foundation, right? So
Right.
that was the shakeup,
Right.
and it needed to happen.
Yes.
Right?
I absolutely believe that.
Okay,
Yes.
and now we have the devil card.
Yeah.
Now I want everybody to look at this. These are the cards that everybody are afraid of, but there's nothing to
It's
be
true.
afraid
Exactly.
I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Come on. I
There's
thought I
You
was
see
on
like
the
a
home
card
stretch.
with a missing head and stuff.
Yeah.
You get a little worried over here.
Right. I was like, I'm in the home stretch. What are these freaking cards saying to me?
But I'll tell you, it's funny, Georgia, because usually when we have the 9 of Cups over here,
Yeah.
there is an addiction problem, right?
Mm-hmm.
Over here is an addiction card also.
Yeah, that's the way I read the devil too.
Okay, so, and this is a Capricorn over here.
Right.
Okay, so something's restricting you. Something's
Absolutely.
holding
This makes
you back.
so much sense when I tell you how this is interpreted.
We are terrific, aren't we? Terrific?
You are
you know what?
unbelievable.
But it's you.
I'm not going to anybody
It's-
else for my cards but you now.
You're restricting yourself.
Yeah, and I just took care of a lot of that. That's
Okay.
what the
Good
job
girl.
change was. It's so funny
Good.
because the boss that I left was very Capricornish.
Oh, okay.
And just wonderful place. I have nothing bad to say about it, but for me, I knew I could never be my authentic self there, and just out of the blue was offered a position by a competing company that is combines, everyone in my 3D world, in my earthbound world. I'm a real estate broker the last 25 years. And in leadership, I was actually senior VP of a company on Long Island. And got this amazing offer from a competitor that now I work for that is allowing me to build their wellness division.
That's great.
So I'm combining the things I do here with my real estate career. And it's just like
This is wonderful.
unbelievable.
great.
It's like I could never have thought that this would ever be possible. And so that restriction, you're dead on with all of that restriction. And
Right.
and still being hard to walk away from that because there's
Sure.
so many things in our life that our ego tells us are our security. And it's not, it's our restriction, but we don't see it.
Right.
So it's, and I have always been the type of person that there is nothing in my life I've ever let go of that doesn't have claw marks on it. So, so
Now, I have to tell you something.
Yeah.
We would love to do your personal year because it might tie into this, what's going on. But you don't
Okay.
want to give us your.
I'll write it down for you.
Okay. Lynn, you.
Go ahead, I got it.
Now, we usually go around again, Georgia.
I never give my weight or age, and both are fabulous.
Oh, you're a youngster. Give me a break over there. So do you want me to go around again, or you want me to just stay right here?
Yeah, what's this card?
I pulled it, but I didn't know if you wanted me to continue.
Yeah, please.
Yes? Okay.
I'm having a blast. I'm like the center of attention here.
Wow.
A rarity in my world.
How appropriate for you. You're 3, so what is a 3? Creativity, expression. My God, you are the queen of that.
I am.
Definitely.
Yes.
Thank you so much. You guys are so nice. You're great
Oh,
for my
boy.
But I
ego.
have to tell you, I'm a 3 also.
I can
So,
see that,
see
actually.
that? We're
Yeah, I can definitely
compatible.
see that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because we like the social life, right?
Yes.
You enjoy
Yes.
to be
And
around
I'm a
people.
Sag rising, so that's what that's about.
I'm a
Yeah.
Gemini rising.
There you go. Yeah. And you know, it's funny because I have so much creativity to do with this new position I have, and I'm loving it. I get to really, I can have people in to do things, and it's going to be great. So.
Okay, so let's go forward, okay?
Yeah.
So, Lynn, you want to get in here and go ahead?
Yeah. What does Lynn have
Yeah,
to
go
say?
ahead.
This is so cool. You get 2 readers.
Well, so we have temperance. We have good balance. As we see, she's got 1 foot in the water, 1 on the ground. She's got that cup flowing. It's also our health. All right. It's also a good health card. And what is temperance? I don't have to tell you. Everything in moderation.
Right. Right.
So, and it's up against our wish card, our addiction card, but also this little card, everything you wish will come to fruition. You have 1 year.
Wow.
Light a candle, meditate about it,
Uh huh.
always for a higher good. I don't
Yeah.
have to tell you,
Wow.
and it will come to fruition.
And it's so funny that you say those exact words because that was the deciding factor of me changing my position, my work position, because something about 2020 and 22 is like a really significant number for me. And when I said this is the year, I have to, kind of try and cram as much as I can into this year. So you guys are really amazing, really
you
dead
have a
on.
lot of nice things going on. I know you have this
Except for these 2
trouble.
cards.
Yeah,
What's
but
that?
you
That
need
had
to
to
have
happen.
that.
It's,
Yeah.
it's major
Oh,
transformation.
out with the old.
Yeah.
It's something that you try to accomplish on
Yeah.
on a weak ground.
I can't.
Let me tell
This
you,
is
these
a
are all
death
the cards
card.
that our people
See
go,
how I have
"Oh
a
my
death
God."
card,
Now,
the
hold
addiction
on,
card,
hold
and the
on.
tower.
We're all
Okay,
gonna
we're
go.
not going to be here next week, because this is it.
You want to tell her?
That's just major transformation.
Okay.
That's all that is. And you're going through it right now.
No, I absolutely.
So-
and I feel that's why I'm foggy, because I feel like I'm going through this whole ascension process.
I think this is so funny because you're the appropriate one to have all these cards because we could explain everything
Yeah.
for you plus
Yeah.
everybody out there.
Those
Yeah,
3
no, this
cards,
is great.
people go nuts.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
like, all right, it's
and it's very
okay.
true. And I'm so glad that you said that about the devil card, because it is the Capricorn, and traditionally for me, addiction as well.
Right.
And when that card comes up when I read, people do the same thing. They're like, oh.
Yeah.
And for me, it could sometimes even be someone who's just drinking excessively.
That's
Sure.
absolutely
You know,
right.
addiction is like that. What that's the energy that
When
I
they
feel. it.
overdo something.
Yeah,
Very true.
yeah. And it's funny because readers always read themselves, so I got to stick my 2 cents in, right? So, so I feel like that card is strategically placed in the reading because I have a tendency, like next to the star card, I have a tendency, especially with my spirituality, to go in so deep. I'm a Scorpio moon, so it's obsessive.
Oh, there you go. With Scorpio,
Yeah.
right.
So like I could see addiction. Like when I tell this story all the time, when I first started to really get into meditation, I used to have to set an alarm clock because I would be in for hours. Like I would be in like trance state.
Oh, wow.
So it's like I get addicted to the good feelings of spirituality very easily.
Why not?
Yeah.
But it's good.
It
a good
is,
place,
but you
right?
got everything in moderation, like you say.
Very good.
So is there anything else I should know about?
Do you want me to?
Lynn's,
Sure, go
Lynn's
ahead.
going to do my
ahead.
cards
You
for me.
have these.
And if anybody wants to call in, we'll pull a card or we'll do a numerology reading for you. But right now, it's all about me.
Also, we have our Libra Justice card here. So everything's in balance for you right now. It's legal. All
Okay.
right. So you have legal coming up,
Okay.
signing contracts and all that good stuff. So remember, our Mercury retrograde's right around the corner. So we
Yeah.
have to make sure
Yeah.
that everything is to our liking before we set it.
Read it twice, right?
Yeah.
Dot your I's and you
Yes.
cross
Yeah,
your T's.
yeah.
Yes. What's the number 4 mean to you?
Number 4. That's interesting. I don't know.
In
I
our
think-
hangman, it's in his legs.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, all that means is that you were feeling stuck, and it's up against your choices.
Wow.
And
Okay.
because that card has so many clouds in it,
Yeah.
you really need to do a deep dive into what you really want to decide to do.
You know what's funny? You just mentioned number 4, and now it came to me is the people who own the company I work for now are talking. They want to do 4 wellness centers.
There you go.
Can't
Don't
make
you
this
love
stuff
these
up.
cards?
You can't make
Yeah,
this
love
stuff
that.
up,
Make it up.
right? Very good.
You guys are great. Hey, John Minetta, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Are you butting in on my reading here, Johnny?
No.
Here's
We
Johnny.
your reading. I would never do that to you. You should know that.
I know. I'm
Finish your
kidding you.
reading up. I just figured I'd call.
Yeah, no, that's great. We
And
we
yes,
did you hear your number was 2? Your I guess
number 2. Yes,
is that
I
his
heard
life
it.
number?
Duality.
Is duality.
And
That's its
the
path.
woman who's
Your
sitting
life path.
to you, right next to you, what's her name again?
Elaine. She's so cute,
Elaine.
isn't she?
Elaine was absolutely
thank
right when
you.
she said we met. It was at the coffee shop.
That's absolutely right.
Oh,
I
that's right. You all
stood
came
right
to my
next to you,
astrology.
John.
Okay,
You-
yes.
You were very impressive.
Thank you.
That's
Thank
funny.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
I
you.
had the astrology of 2020 at Mooney's Coffee Shop in Lindenhurst, and my gang came, so that
we
was
loved
great.
it. It was great.
Was it? I always
Oh,
feel like
so
I talk too
informative.
much.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, are they
great.
getting it? Are they getting it? Because
No,
I
it
know when
was
I
great.
first started to learn astrology, it was like, what? Yeah.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that duality and the 2-number partnership? Does that fit for your life?
Yeah, I think it does. I think it does. I gotta learn more about the number 2, but
Uh-huh.
it definitely fits in.
Right.
Somewhere along the line, I got to learn about numbers a little bit. You know, just delve
Yeah.
into it.
Yeah, they have their own vibration. So now, do you have a favorite number or a number that you use in life as your favorite number or your lucky number?
Well, a number that I always liked, and it comes from a kid watching baseball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Was number 7. I don't know what that has to do with anything, but
Karma.
I would say 7.
Karma and mastery.
Talking to the mic. Lynn, bring the mic over.
Oh,
'Cause
karma and mastery is what that
I'm
means.
sorry, I couldn't hear that. Can you repeat it?
Karma and
Oh.
mastery.
Karma and mastery, number 7.
That karma. Okay.
So maybe
Okay.
you're tapped in. I think you're getting more and more tapped in. I feel like you're opening so much, John.
Yeah, definitely. I think as every day goes on, you know, a lot of it I think is coming from the constant meditating.
Yeah, you were saying you were doing that.
Yeah, a lot of it, and I think that's what's opening up a lot of it. You
yeah,
know,
yeah.
And John, I have to tell you, it's because you're hanging out with Georgia.
We're not really hanging out, but
no, but
Well,
a
you
lot
know
of
what
it
I
comes
mean,
from-
Georgia.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean, and you're absolutely right.
he watches
You know,
a lot of my stuff.
Yeah, well, that's how you learn, by watching and talking.
And
you
John
know?
is just such a lovable person. You know, there's some people that you meet in life, and should I tell the story of how we met, John?
Oh, you really want to do that?
Oh,
Okay,
come
we-
on, John. I want to
Now
hear
you have
this.
to.
It's a great.
we actually went on a date.
We did.
Yeah.
See, look
Yeah.
at that.
Yeah, but it was funny because somehow we met through social media, and
Right.
and I don't usually go out with people from social media, but I thought John was somebody that I knew, and then when I got to the restaurant, he was a different person. And so,
But
he was such a great guy, though.
But it was meant to be that way, you know?
Yeah, and so I think the universe just wanted to bring us together. So we're having dinner, and the whole time I'm at dinner with him, he was a great guy, but it was more like in the friend zone. And I
Yep.
think he felt the same way, too. And
Yep.
all I could think of through dinner was that he would be great for one of my friends, you know, because I'm always matching people up. So that didn't exactly go. But ever since then, we've been like just a connection, you know?
See, there you
So it
go.
was really interesting. I walked into the restaurant and I said, "Do you have a Harley?" And he goes, "No." And I was like, "This isn't the guy. This isn't the guy."
To get back to that, John,
but
I
you're
just want to tell
absolutely
you.
So
right.
that number 2 didn't work that night, but
But the number 2 for him this year, this is his personal number, am I
yep.
correct?
oh, listen to this, John.
Okay. Duality means maybe you're going to have somebody come in, you know, and replace Georgia.
There you go. I'm a tough act to follow. That one dinner was
Well,
pretty cool.
I have to tell you something about Georgia.
Uh-oh.
You know, like no, this is a good thing.
Okay.
But when we were talking that night over dinner,
Yeah.
you know, and Georgia told me, you know, how she was an empath. Okay, Georgia, I can't hear you.
I'm here.
Okay, for some reason I'm losing you.
It's the energy.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I'm not hearing you at all. And I see you talking.
Oh, there's a minute delay, so don't look at your screen.
Okay, I'm not going to look at the screen. Well, anyway, what happened was when Georgia and I were having dinner, we were discussing all, you know, just talking, and then she told me how she was an empath, and you know, I was very interested in it because I was always interested in things like that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So while we were talking,
This
I
is
said
what-
to Georgia, "Tell me something," right?
Dude.
And she actually told me something, you know, and I can't repeat it, okay? But it was
It was
something
not-
that
it was
there
clean.
only
It was just
only
personal.
2 people in the world knew about it, okay? And it was myself, okay, and my father, who had passed on already, okay? So when she told me that, I said to myself, wow. I said, how? There's no way anyone knew this but Georgia, you know, but me and my father. So I knew at that point that Georgia was somehow connected. You know what I'm saying? Had abilities.
Thank you, John. That's
And
very
that's
sweet.
what drew me to, you know, I guess become more friendly towards Georgia and you know, open my mind to everything.
And it's funny because from the time we met, you know, like I think you two probably had the same thing, Elaine and Lynn. You meet people and sometimes you just feel like I've known this person my whole life, but you've only known them a half hour.
bet.
And I always felt like that with John, so
People
it was
think
nice.
Elaine and I are sisters.
Yeah, I could see that actually.
know?
I could definitely see that. So, John, do you have a specific question for Elaine and Lynn?
Well, I was going to ask them if they could pull a card, or
Okay.
you know, if you know, I don't know how much time you have. I don't want to, you know, ruin the other for other guests.
They're done
that
with
called
me.
in. You know, if we can do something like a small reading.
Sure.
You know,
we
or
could do
something?
Past, present, and future.
They'll do a 3-card
You
spread.
know what? I'm going to do a 5-card.
Oh, she's doing a
Because
5er.
I'm not crazy about 3 cards.
Okay.
I like my 5 cards.
Everybody has their own. I want to say for those of you out there who are learning tarot, you should go to Lynn and Elaine because they're the best. But everyone has their own way of reading tarot and dictionaries. So, you know, once you find a reader that really resonates with you, definitely use them often because we all have our own dictionary and what the cards mean. There's classic meanings, but we all have an interpretation. So, and so far, these 2 sisters are right on the money.
What's that song you play?
Soul Sisters. Yeah, that's my
Soul
theme.
Sisters. Okay, John. Now what? Do you see the cards?
Sally's going to give us a table camera. Oh, there we go. We got the camera on the table.
Should I talk?
Yep.
Yeah. these
Okay,
are
John.
nice.
Well, here you are. You're standing your ground, John. So whatever's going on in your life,
Wow.
you are in charge, and I want you to keep that because that's very important for you. This is also a number 7, okay? So we were talking about your special number, which is a number 7, right? So that's telling you, see how he's standing? I'm mumbling over here. How he's standing firm,
Yeah.
okay? So he's mastering something. So there's your 7, okay? The next card.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. The next card, look at this wonderful card. Could you see it? This is victory. So whatever you're going through, whatever you're attempting to do, okay, you're standing your ground over here, the first card. The second card, you're going to be successful in what you're doing. So this is very nice for you.
And you know, John, our wands are learning too. Are you learning something new? She's got nothing
No,
but
I don't.
wands.
No, I can't say that I am learning anything new.
I think
It's not because he's a man. It's
Well, I have to interject though because we had a reading on the show a couple weeks ago about I didn't know what the situation was at the time, and then afterwards we spoke and everything was right on the money. And this reading is backing up that reading, because I think you may not think you're learning something new, but I think from that reading that we did a few weeks ago, your perception of things is completely changed.
Okay.
So that's something new.
Yeah.
Looking at it that way, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Absolutely.
there's also, John, there's also opportunity for you in this card,
Absolutely.
okay? And so a number 6 in numerology is of service, okay? And it's also family. So are you very family oriented?
Yes.
Okay, so that's important for you to do now, okay? Also, did you have like a little bickering going on with somebody? The back
Wow.
and forth? Not
Yeah.
anything really terrible.
No,
but,
no, no. You listen. You are so right on.
Okay,
Yep.
all right.
I mean,
you see
and
the
this
card
was-
that I'm reading, right?
Yeah.
This card.
Yeah, I saw it. Even though I'm trying to look at the screen, it's a little delay, but I'm listening intently to what you're saying.
And
Uh-huh.
Elaine,
And-
this is a carbon copy of the reading he had a couple weeks ago, and it's
Oh.
still going on.
Okay.
So you
Yeah.
are absolutely dead on.
Okay.
You guys are dead on.
Okay.
Yeah.
And tell him about that. Now wait till you hear this one.
Well, it's also our rash card, so you may become a little itchy.
You see it, John?
You might have like
Have you
a
been
little
walking in the woods?
eczema But you know, John, out of that card, change came, correct?
Out of that card, change came.
Yeah, it should, because in numerology, that's a 5. 5 is change.
She's looking at this.
So sometimes out of that conflict comes change on maybe perhaps how you see things or do things
Well-
from that conflict.
There's the 5 and the change definitely fit in there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I could see a 5. I could see change.
Mm-hmm.
Change has to come. You know, it's still not there, but it's going to have to be.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so the 5 and the change definitely.
Good.
Okay, and then we're going to go over here. This is a very nice card. You see this card over here, John?
Yes.
Okay. This is kind of like in the future, but being that I'm doing a 5 card read, let's not go there. I just want to tell you about it. First of all,
Okay.
it's a number 4, and so that means your foundation, where you live. So are you thinking of moving? What's going on with you? Are you redecorating? There's something going on. This is a very happy house, but you are thinking of something else.
From time to time, but I am happy where I am.
Okay. Are we redecorating?
I'm always doing that.
Okay. So that's telling me that there's something going on in your house. It could be moving something from here to over there. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And the last card for a 5-card read is a beautiful card because you're looking upon the horizon. You're looking to your future. Okay. It is a number 3, so maybe you'll be doing something in the spiritual world. Okay. So take that
Definitely.
into consideration because you're well adapted to do this, especially if you're friends with Georgia.
And you know,
Every
John,
reading he has, that card comes up that he's supposed to be doing something spiritual.
There you go.
Yeah.
Okay.
and it's
Yeah, it's not the
expression.
first time.
John, it's a 3 in numerology, so that's expression. So let people know how you feel, and you know, get that good voice out there, and maybe you could teach people a few things. You know,
I think you could, definitely. I think the ladies are right on. So I have a question
Well-
for you. Last time
Yeah.
you were on the show a couple weeks ago, and we did a reading for your situation, and I felt like there was going to be some movement during the full moon. Did anything happen last weekend, or when was last Sunday?
Well, let's say there was movement. Okay.
All right.
Definitely movement. Not. You know, I don't want. Listen.
Not resolution.
Now I know cause, but
There you
now
go.
it's cause and effect.
And that's what we had said in that reading. We said that something will be revealed during the moon.
Oh, it definitely, yes.
Because
Yeah,
we had
it
like
was
5
revealed.
moon cards.
Oh,
wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
This is like amazing reading for you, John. It's definitely right on the money compared to the other things you've been going through.
Wow, it's all ones.
Oh
too.
no, it's
crazy.
there. It,
Yeah,
it
it's
all
all
you know,
movement.
like it's
Yeah.
all
Yes,
making
plenty of
sense.
opportunity.
There's no doubt
Yes.
about it.
Very
Yep.
good.
These ladies are pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
John, you better
Yeah.
say we're very good.
I said yes, very good, and I thank you. I appreciate it.
That's
You have
quite
no
all right.
idea.
That's quite
You
all
have
right.
no idea.
Our pleasure, John.
So Joanne,
you.
Joanne, thanks, John. Good night. So Joanne Krupe Asher is on comments, and she's asking, what can you tell this female Capricorn? Joanne, I'm going to give you a couple of minutes to maybe give us your birth date if you want to do that, or call into the show, And maybe we could do some numerology for you. Do you guys get any read over over a comment like that, or?
I'm sorry.
I'm
I
thinking.
took my mic off. Joan, if you want to just text me your birthday, I'll give it to them.
Yeah, you could do that as well.
Who's that,
Um,
John?
No, Joan Kreppy Asher. But I will say, just generally speaking, Capricorn right now. I know Lynn's a Capricorn. This is a really, really hugely transitional year.
Sure
You've
is.
got a lot of planets in Cappy and major structures coming down and changing. And we're going to see that on the world stage too. A lot of stuff for
Yep.
Caps. Yeah. So I have a lot of planets in Caps, so I'm going through some of that stuff too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's my second house, which is why all that work stuff you guys saw.
Yeah.
I'm pretty good. I'm a Pisces. I don't think
Yeah,
there's too much going on.
you just got
with
the
me.
Mercury retro in your
Yeah.
sign. But I'll tell you, I love the way that you guys do the spread and then you both read it. You know, that's pretty cool stuff. I'm coming to you guys for a reading.
Sure.
I am. Going to have an in-depth one because I got a lot of stuff I can't talk about on the air. So now, what do your classes, how long do your classes go? Like, do you do them all the time or do you do them once a year,
They-
rotation?
They run 6 weeks, and they run 2 hours because it's a lot, and we want to leave them with something. But our class that we're doing now, we constantly tell them, we'll lay the foundation,
Right.
and then you're going to take it and make it your own.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll give you the foundation, we'll practice, and of course they have to put work into it as
Right.
well.
It's funny because, I don't know how you feel about it, but it's almost as though learning the meanings of the cards is the easy part.
Mm-hmm.
Bringing the intuitive stuff forward. Because I know you
Yes.
guys read basically psychically,
Yes.
myself
Yes.
as well.
Mm-hmm.
And in the beginning, I think the biggest mistake a lot of us make is we try to be so literal with the cards.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we really need to get out of our own way and do it.
Right,
Do you
right.
find that with your students?
Yes. I find that when we're first learning, we don't trust ourselves. We're like,
Yeah. Yeah.
maybe I shouldn't say that.
Right.
Say it because
Yeah, it's
Spirit's
true.
meant
Right.
for you to
You don't want to
say
be
it.
wrong.
And you know
Yes.
what they do when they're learning? They get so literal because of the picture. They say, well, what does this mean and what does
Yeah,
that
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
And then you have to explain to them, hey, listen, whatever you're looking at, you have to put your own symbol to it because it's all about you.
Right.
Don't worry about all those meanings.
Right.
The meanings are important
Yeah.
for the basic information, but
It takes a time for that confidence to develop.
Yes.
I know with myself, I was just actually saying on the show last week, well, the week before, I'm to the point now when I do readings, and I'm sure you guys are too, that someone will tell you, oh, no, that's not right, doesn't mean anything. And you know it does.
Yes.
And then they'll call you up like as they're driving
Right.
home or the next day, and they'll be like,
It
oh, you
occurs
know what
to
that
them, right.
was? Right. Because after you get rid of that doubt, you know what you know. You know?
Absolutely.
So, and you guys are such, expert readers that you're going to know what you know.
And
I like the way she put that.
No, you definitely.
A lot of
definitely.
times we have to tell them too. It's not what you hope to hear; it's what you need to hear.
That's
Right.
absolutely
So
right.
especially like young single girls, when am I going to meet that
Yeah,
man?
yeah.
Sometimes it's all about their job
Mm-hmm.
or
Yeah.
a situation in their family.
Yeah.
And there's not one relationship card. And
Right.
I look at them and they look disappointed.
Right. No, I have my share of that too. I don't do that so much now, but it's funny because I do a lot of mediumship as well, and it's the same thing. You don't know what's going to come through, so I always when I bring someone in, I always tell them like, this is how I read. I'm just a messenger. It's not me telling you this,
Right.
because
Definitely.
people come for crazy questions sometimes.
Yeah, so we don't like to really ask if you have a question. I mean, we
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
But then we have to tell them, hey, listen, it might not be for what
Right.
you want,
Right.
but this is what you need at this particular time.
Yeah.
So it takes a while
So
for them to understand that.
And that brings me to something else I wanted to discuss tonight was the integrity.
Oh,
And I
yeah.
think that you obviously are very high integrity readers, and if you're training people, obviously you're training high integrity readers. And that's what I was saying about the lineage of creating a lineage of readers and people who are really successful with tarot and in that integrity. Because there are a lot of people out there, and I'm sure you get your share of it, where people come and say, oh, somebody told me I had a curse on me or something like that, and I need to give them money or
Oh,
You
yeah.
know, it's funny because I was at Pat Longo's meeting last night, and we were talking about that.
yeah,
And I'm very surprised that that is still going on.
it is still going
And
on.
that gives us, the real readers, or the ones that
Right.
are very thoughtful,
Yeah.
a hard time.
Right, people are
because
skeptical.
It's terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Very, very bad.
But that's why the work that you're doing is so important.
Yes.
And I think that's something that, that for people out there watching, you really need to know that when you find a reader that you value their read and their opinion, it really is the real deal. Stick with that.
That's absolutely
Because it's
true.
these, a lot of times the storefronts and the,
Right.
people, someone I drove by some place the other day and they had a sign on the sidewalk, $10 readings.
Oh,
And I was like, yeah, that's probably not the place you want to go.
You must have been in Deer Park.
I'm not going to say. But I think we have Joan Rather's birth date for Joan Cruppy Asher. And also, you mentioned Pat Longo. Pat, if you're listening, I'd love to have you on the broadcast. So we can,
she's such a
we can
lovely
talk about your
person.
book. I love
Uh-huh.
that. So.
There's a lot more you could talk to her about.
Oh, I
She's
know.
very, very good.
I know.
well, Joan, like most Caps, we like to work. You're a 4, so that's structure. What better for Capricorn? We can handle that. It's work. It's family. That's your path of life. So that's what you need to zone in on.
Wow.
And your personal year, happy birthday. Mine was 4 days before yours. You're a 1, so why
A
not?
lot of ones.
Why?
Yeah,
Yeah,
a
a
lot
lot
of
of ones
energy.
tonight. But why not concentrate on yourself for a change? Because sometimes we're not very good at that. We're the shoulders for a lot of people. So why not concentrate on yourself? Maybe try something new. Maybe spiritual realm you might want to get into. But do
That's
something for
interesting.
yourself.
Yeah, that's interesting. It's funny that a lot of the ones are coming out tonight, and it's very synchronistic for me because with the astrology and this year, the flavor of the energy, the world energy with the cosmos, a lot of creation. And that whole Jupiter Saturn conjunction in Cap is really breaking down structures. The whole reason for it is so we can create other structures. So that's really interesting about that number 1. Let's take this call. Hello, this is Lynn and Elaine in Georgia, and you're in the Soul Space.
Hello, Georgia, my friend.
Oh, hi.
It's Janine.
Hey, Janine, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Janine is affectionately known as my Reiki junkie. She comes for Reiki all the time. Welcome to the Soul Space. This is the first time you've ever called in. Do you have a question for Elaine and Lynn?
I don't know.
Well, you called the show.
I told you to say hi.
Oh, okay. You want to give us your birth date and we'll tell you about your numerology?
Sure.
Okay.
December 28th.
Another Cap.
Another Capricorn. What is it with you Caps calling my show tonight?
And what's the year, hon?
73.
All youngsters.
Yeah, baby.
That's the year I graduated. It makes me feel old.
The year I got married.
That's okay. I bought a car over the weekend, and the kid selling me the car says, "Oh, how long are you in real estate?" And I told him the year I started. He goes, "I said, oh, 1995." He goes, "I was born that year."
Fine.
I'm like, you should have
Tell her
withheld
she's
that from the
annoying. I'll
conversation.
figure out the path. Personal.
So what do we got for Janine? This is going to be interesting.
Oh, you want me to tell
Yeah,
her?
tell her. No.
That was the personal year?
Yeah.
Okay.
No, that's her path.
Okay, Janine, your path is a number 9. So what does that mean? That means actually it's a spiritual completion, okay? You are going to have a lot of endings. Is it the path or the...
It's her. No, it's her. Birth path.
Oh, it's your path. So
Yes.
have you experienced a lot of endings and then beginnings? In other words, you end a job or you end something, and then right after that you have new beginnings. Because the number 9, of course, has all the flavorings of all the other numbers before, all right? And that's what it takes on. So it's actually a spiritual completion. So do you ever experience that?
Yeah, I've had a lot of transitions.
Okay. So that's all part of your path of life. That's what you're supposed to be doing. And I think it's kind of hard sometimes to go through that, but there's a reason for everything. So you just got to go with it, okay? Because you enjoy the new beginnings after that.
What better than that? You put it on a shelf. You're done
Right.
with it. You
Yeah.
end it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you open up a fresh new notebook, and it's all about you.
So you get to start over a lot. That's pretty
Yes.
cool. You get new
Absolutely true.
beginnings.
And she's a 6.
You get to recreate yourself.
This is the personal year?
Yes,
Okay.
that's happened a lot in my life.
Okay, so now, Janine, your personal year is a number 6. So what does that mean? That means actually it's
You're a
service.
6.
Are you spiritually inclined? Do you enjoy doing spiritual? Oh, she does Reiki.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is the
Yes.
correct thing for you. You're going to be doing a lot of that this year. When's her birthday?
December 28th.
8th.
So it started December 28th, okay, of last year, right? And it's going to continue until December 28th of this year. Okay, so that's when you're going to be doing a lot more Reiki, a lot more spiritual stuff, okay, because you're going to be of service. And I'm sure you love to be of service just like us.
Yes.
Okay, so that's
She
real-
volunteers a lot for organizations,
Oh,
that's for
great.
sure.
Yeah.
And you're
Yeah.
doing exactly what you're supposed to be doing.
Absolutely.
The universe expects that of you, so
Mm-hmm.
kick that door wide open and continue on.
That's great. Do you have any questions?
Let's see. About anything in general?
You can give it a shot. You got 3 psychics sitting here.
Now's your opportunity, Janine.
You got the trifecta connection.
About my work life and personal life.
Well, you're a 4, so zone in, fix that, fix whatever needs to be fixed at that job. What better than a Capricorn to take a mess and put it all neatly
Yeah.
away?
Get some seal coat and plug those cracks, baby.
Yep. And family, earth signs, deep roots into the ground. So find that loving, nurturing way.
Now, talk to her a little bit about like family relationships for a 4.
Yeah, it's all about building foundations with our families. The loving, being an earth sign, we like to embrace that. We are really tree huggers.
Wow.
I hate to say that, but we are, especially the women. Not so much the men, they're to themselves. But the women, when we love, we really love. So we could also be cold. So you need to evolve from that.
Don't detach.
Right. Don't look to climb up that mountain and stay there. So when we evolve, we really learn how to love.
That's beautiful. Lynn, you're so
Yeah.
poetic. That's really nice. You're getting a nice reading tonight, Janine. I hope that helps you.
Yes, it does.
Great. All right. Well, thanks so much for calling in. And if anybody
All
else
right.
wants to call, we probably have time for a couple more calls.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye, Janine.
I don't know how to hang up on people.
You don't in life or just in
At
here.
GovsRadio.com.
Sally, you're part of the party now, okay?
Yeah.
Seeing that
Yeah.
you said. Yeah.
Sally's always part of my party.
I see
I have sat
that.
here alone for an hour, and Sally has saved my
You've
buns.
been great, though. Really,
Thank you.
It's really
I'm trying to
difficult
add a
at
little
first.
levity to it since it is Gov's comedy radio,
Yeah.
but I'm definitely not the comic psychic. There's sometimes when we're kind of very deep with our Scorpio moon. There.
Yeah, but that's what the show is. It's great.
Yeah. So now, before you were talking about my life, my year, that this is the year I should get out and do stuff because the 1 year. So what else does a number 1 signify? Like, am I number 1 now, or?
Yeah,
Oh,
why not?
you're in the leadership role.
Oh, okay.
People are going to follow you, so
Yes.
take
Oh, that's
full
daunting.
advantage of that. You know,
I have to tell you, as I get older, I like to be the follower, but
well,
I have
this
not been
year.
called to do
No,
that.
you're not doing it this year.
Yeah, I have not been called
And
to do that.
why not concentrate on yourself, your own growth for
Yeah.
the year? Why
And
not?
that has been for the last couple of months, actually since the new year. I've been a little before the new year. I've been like, this is the year that I'm going to get stuff done.
Look
Yeah.
what you went through or what you're going
Yeah,
through. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So you
That's big.
deserve to be
Yes.
number 1.
Yeah.
So just go with that.
yeah, we'll go with it. That sounds good
big.
to me.
Right.
Now, 3 you said is like the teacher, or
That's creativity,
Oh,
expression.
okay.
So you're going to make sure that you put it out there, what you need, instead of people
Right.
guessing. Put it out there. And what better for a good, strong woman to really
yeah,
let them know how you
you're
feel.
so motivating, so motivating. So let's see who this is. Good evening. You're on the Soul Space with Elaine, Lynn, and Georgia Rose. How are you tonight? Hi. And your name?
It's Elizabeth, but I go by Beth.
Hi, Beth. How are you? You have a question
Hi,
for our
good.
guest tonight?
Do I have a question?
Or if you want to give us your birth date, we can do a numerology read up on you.
Sure, whatever comes up. My birthday is September 27th of 63. I'm a Libra,
Yep.
Oh,
Sure are.
who's also an introvert. and I
introverted
struggle with
Libra.
that.
Another one.
wow, another 1. Everyone that calls in tonight is a 1. It's like creativity abounds.
Because we're getting things done.
Yep.
Yeah, and I think this space makes creative people call. So.
Oh, yes, definitely.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to tell you a little bit about a 1. Have you been listening to the radio? Have you been listening to us? Because
Yeah,
that's
I
all
tuned
we've
in
had
about
is
20
1.
minutes ago when you were speaking with John,
Okay.
in the middle of John.
Okay. All right, so a number 1 is actually being a leader, Number one is actually new beginnings. So this is a nice year for you, okay? That's up here.
That's her birth path.
Okay, so that's going to be, a number one is going to carry throughout your whole life, all right? So you are definitely going to continue being a leader. You're going to do everything first. You know, think of the number one, what it is. It's being number one.
When is the loneliest number?
Yeah, well, you know, but they're gonna enjoy themselves, though. She's gonna
Okay.
enjoy herself.
So
you know?
enjoy yourself, Beth.
Yeah, so that's really
Yeah.
what it is, you know, so just go with it.
3,
And then number 3 is her
personal year.
personal year. Okay. Well, you're going to be very busy socializing this year.
Ooh, that's
Okay.
neat.
For an introvert.
Yeah, that's true for an introvert.
Socializing, probably not, but I
Okay.
do readings like you guys, but I
Okay.
use different. I use
Different
I'm more
cards?
angel cards.
Okay,
Okay.
that's all right, oracle cards.
Yeah.
So that would be, so if you see me socializing, that's what I'm doing.
Well, that's okay.
Maybe
We
it's
can
gonna
take that
change, yeah.
because you're going to have people. You're going to go do readings for people.
Yeah,
People are going to come
I
in.
am
to-
pretty busy. Yeah.
So there you go. So the socializing is actually your work, and you thoroughly enjoy this. Am I correct?
Oh, absolutely. I absolutely love it. And when
Okay.
I heard you say the word integrity before, I was like, ding,
Yeah.
ding, that's me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And it
I had to
also
call
means,
in.
and it also means, Beth, your throat chakra. Okay, so you'll be
that's
using your
interesting.
voice, okay, with the oracle cards. So this is a nice year for you. So use it well.
Wow, that's
You know,
great.
we tell our women too, please learn to express yourself. Especially, well, you're younger than us, but
Well, now, don't
we
put
have-
me in your category.
we have, yeah, right, an old fart. We have good, good things to teach younger women. So
I see
if-
that.
if
You're
you
very
could-
empowering.
If you could find your voice at your age, there's no stopping you.
Right. And then you teach the women behind you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Yep.
that's really the lineage that we all should be leaving behind. Not to exclude the guys can do this too. But I think that women need to really empower women.
Yes.
And that's where we really do have a crack in the driveway, a lot of us, and need to fill that. And it's so interesting what you were just saying, because I have a short story to tell, and it is regarding what we were talking about with my change of employment. And for the first time in my life, I have, well, the last year or so, I have decided I'm going to be who I am, be you. That's the message of Zenkuda, is, you know, live with your soul leading you, just be who you are. And when you do that and you merge all aspects of your life into that soul space, you become truly powerful.
Sure.
So when I went for the interview for this job, I sat at that table and I said to myself, we were in a restaurant, and I said to myself, I don't want to go from another position. I don't want to go to another company and do the same thing. I want to be challenged. I want to step into my real purpose in life. So when they started to ask me about myself, normally I would just talk about real estate and my 25-year career and all my accolades and whatever. But this time I started talking about all of this. And I said, you know what, I'm going to be authentically who I am. And I said, you know, I'm a Reiki master and I do readings and I'm a psychic medium and I do all these things. I'm very spiritual. And that's when that came through. What they said, they turned around and said, we want you to do a wellness division.
That's great.
Because they had that already in their minds and they were so progressive about it. And here I was in that space, in that absolute perfect moment. If I had still restricted myself, that would never have happened. So those cards that you read before about that restriction and the emotional of it, that was what it was all about.
Okay.
And so whatever you do, Beth, whatever anyone out there listening, whatever is your passion and what you feel right under your breastbone and your solar plexus every day, you go out and you damn well do that and you do more of it, because that's what's going to make you a really powerful, happy person. Just like you guys with your readings.
Very nice.
You know, it's what you want to do, and you did
Yep.
it, and you found each other, and the universe made it happen.
Sure did.
You know?
Definitely.
And I think when we start to really get in touch with ourselves and be who we are, that's when it all manifests. That's when it all comes out.
Absolutely.
So I'm so glad to hear that you're taking integrity seriously, Beth. She hung up because I was too long-winded.
It's time anyway, so.
I get so enthusiastic about life these days. So I think that's our show, actually. Now, I just have one quick question before we sign off. So if someone wants to come to you, you know, obviously the tarot is amazing that you guys do. But if someone wanted to come to you for numerology, like suppose they were a couple getting married and they wanted you to do a workup on their numbers that they were compatible, do you do things like that?
We could. I would like to read them too.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Make it a
know,
whole package.
We stay with the path of life and the personal year.
Yeah.
That's
Right,
what
so
we
you use
do.
both.
And then we go into tarot.
Oh,
Because
okay,
that's
use
like
both.
a springboard for
Yeah.
us, okay?
It
We
lets
know,
us in.
we know who we're reading, who's in front of us.
Yeah, exactly. It lets you in. That's,
That's
like with
why
me
I
with
like
the
the path.
astrology chart.
Yes.
Is
Right.
like leads me into the
Yes.
Right.
yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I like doing their past too
That's so
in the
cool.
beginning because that gets me in too.
Right. And that's a lesson for our watchers out there, too. If you are, on the spiritual path and you're looking for the modality that suits you, keep looking because, like, I went through everything before I found what really was my niche, so don't get discouraged with that. And just, try and, it's almost like a buffet table, have a little bit of everything to see what's really you. So I think that's our show tonight. Where can we find you again? Tell us all of your sites and stuff.
It's all in the Reading Tarot.
It's all in the Reading
We're
Tarot.
on Facebook and we have a web page. So come on and join us and there you go. There you
That's
go.
great.
Yep.
Elaine and Lynn from It's All in the Reading Tarot, thank you so much for being my guest.
Oh,
I am
thank
actually going to
you.
call you for an in-depth reading because I'm so hooked now on these ladies. So thank you, everybody, for calling in and your comments and your messages. These videos are always banked on the govsradio.com site. We're also going to be putting them up on I forget which site, but they're also on my YouTube. So if you want to watch them or share them with your friends, please do so. Thank you so much, everybody. This is the energy that I source my life from. So thank you so much. We'll see you next week at 6:30 at govsradio.com.